I'm Sarah from the American Independence Museum, and this week I'm helping out Taylor. And the activity we're going to do today is learning about how people put out fires back in the 18th century during the American Revolution, back when George Washington was alive. This week we read Pete the Cat, Firefighter Pete the Cat, and Pete got to ride on a fire truck. They didn't have fire trucks back in the 18th century. Instead, they used buckets to put out fires. The buckets would be made of wood, or maybe metal or leather, and they would form a line of people, like you see here. Of course, you'd have a lot more people. All your friends and neighbors would gather if there was a fire. Everyone would line up, and everyone would bring a bucket. And one end of the bucket, they call it Bucket Brigade, one end of the line would be by the water, whatever water source that was, and the other end would be by what was on fire. Today we're going to imagine that our chair is on fire, because we're just using what we have in our backyard today. And you would pass the buckets of water down the line, and the person at the end would throw it onto the thing that's on fire, take their bucket and run back to the end and fill it up and wait. And so you have a constant flow of water going onto the object that was on fire. And that was the best way that they had to put out fires at that time. So today, Garrett, my helper, and Bumble Bear, my helper, is going to help put out a fire on the chair. You can do this at home with all of your family. Get mom and dad and whoever's living in your house, brothers or sisters or grandparents, whoever you're home with. Gather all the buckets you have, sand pails, anything you can find, and pretend something's on fire and have fun with some water putting out your fire. So we're going to get started. All right, you want to put down this guy? All right. Now, quick, throw that bucket of water onto the fire. All right, now run to the back. All right, quick, get your new bucket. Go put out the fire. Keep going. All right, quick, go to the back of the line. Quick, quick, one more bucket. It's almost out. And we put out our fire. And the more people you have, the more effective it would be, and the sillier you can get. So see at home if you can go as fast as you can without spilling your buckets, and see if you can get the water on the object. Try not to miss it, try not to get yourself as wet, but have lots of fun.